Welcome to another edition of View from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Tim Jones. Now, recently, I decided to retire from my 4 decades-long career in sales management. Now, I'm not one to boast about my many lofty career achievements, but I humbly admit that I was extremely gifted at building and leading successful, high-performing sales organizations. Just ask any of my former managers, or for that matter, any of my past sales reps. On second thought, don't do that. It usually didn't end well for me. Yeah, he was a tough boss. Oh, yeah, Butch Evans, an extremely tough guy. He really hated me for some reason. Oh, yeah, that guy too. That was Winston Jackson. He was a son of a bitch, I have to say. He never would have fired me if only I had blackmail photos of him cheating on his wife. Unfortunately, he was never married. And for the love of God, don't contact any of my past employers' human resource directors, okay? I almost forgot about this human resources director, Melody Taylor. She really hated me. I guess she was tired of dealing with all those complaints from my sales reps and come to think of it, most of my past managers as well. Hey, where did you guys get all these photos of my past managers? Did you guys just do a Google search on people who hated working with Tim Jones? Could you get rid of these photos, please? Come on. Thank you. Now, where was I? I've totally lost train of my thought. I need a minute to regroup. See you on the other side. Welcome back. I'm feeling a little better now. Thanks to all those terrible bosses I had, I decided a couple years ago to finally retire. And I was looking forward to a simpler life of afternoon naps and watching reruns of Modern Family. And for a while there, it was really great. But recently, I read some shocking news. I learned that after 25 years and some 12,500 episodes, Judge Judy Scheinlin, better known as Judge Judy, announced that she was calling it quits. She would soon bang her last gavel on the long-running hit daytime show, The People's Court. So I began to wonder, with anxiety, who would fill the tremendous void left by Judge Judy's departure? Without her behind the bench, would America suddenly start to descend into lawlessness and violence? Okay, fair point. Well, then I mean more lawlessness and more violence than it already has? And most importantly, what would I do to fill my time between 4 and 5 p.m. on weekdays? And then it hit me. Of course, I have the solution. Okay, you can call off the search for the next Judge Judy because I know of one person who is uniquely qualified to take her place. Impressed, aren't you? You may be asking, why me? Well, I'd be the natural jurist to fill Judge Judy's shoes. Well, unless you wore high heels, in which case having to wear pumps, well, that would be a deal breaker. So, what are my credentials, you ask? Oh, too many to count. I went to the Ohio State University's law school, where I finished in the top 99% of my class. I also went for 12 years to an all-boys military school, where I took 3 years of Latin. Yeah, I actually wore a dress uniform just like this. And I knew someday my Latin would help me. I recall that judges use tons of obscure Latin phrases in their decisions, like quid pro quo and res judicata. Well, I have no idea what either of those phrases mean, but that's never stopped me from using them in the past. During law school, I had a part-time job as a conciliation mediator working for the small claims court of the Franklin County, Ohio municipal court system. And my job was to attempt to persuade complainants to settle their claims out of court. I did a phenomenal job. In fact, I had the highest case settlement record in the court's history. And there's no way my supervisor would ever dispute my claim because, well, this is a photo of my boss at Small Claims Court taken in 1979. That was 44 years ago when he was 63. I'm pretty sure he's dead now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to prove me a liar. Another reason I'd be the logical successor to Judge Judy is because I have actual courtroom experience. And that's because I was in my high school's theatrical production of Inherit the Wind, a play about the famous Scopes monkey trial. And I was cast in the role of Matthew Harrison Brady, the prosecutor in the trial. That's me on the right as Matthew Harrison Brady. At left, my classmate Armin Williams, who, well, bore a vague resemblance to Spencer Tracy. Amazing makeup jobs, if you ask me. Again, pardon me if I sound, immodest, but my performance was Oscar-worthy. My drama teacher, Art Green, said about my performance, and I quote, "Tim's performance was at times erratic, and I don't think he quite grasped the motivation of his character. He felt the need to hog the spotlight every chance he got. Tim would be a natural lighting crew assistant." Oh, stop, Mr. Green. You're giving me a swelled head. But perhaps, most importantly, the People's Court wouldn't even have to buy me a judge's robe because, as you can plainly see, I already have one, which I bought for a Halloween party in 1994. And I don't want to brag, but it still fits me. If I don't have a big meal before trial, that is. So now that we've agreed I'm the obvious choice, you can start calling me Judge Tim. Once my official judicial confirmation is approved by the U.S. Senate, that is. I've got some, let's say, embarrassing dirt on Senate Majority Leader Schumer, so my confirmation is pretty much assured. I plan to start my new gig any day now, since I already have my gavel, which I stole from the set of Inherit the Wind in high school. But please don't tell the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee. What? Wait, you're saying I wouldn't need to get confirmed by the Senate? Wow, easy peasy. That means I won't get grilled about that C- I got in constitutional law in my second year of law school. Whew, dodged a bullet. I can't wait to get started. Here's a small sampling of the cases I plan to put on my judicial docket in my first term. The case against my fraternity brothers at the University of Virginia. The guys who pranked me one time by putting up deeply embarrassing, almost totally naked posters of me all over campus. Oh yeah, you guys were hilarious. No need to apologize for inflicting the worst humiliation of my life. Maybe you will all be in stitches when you see the punishment I'll be doling out to you. Hope you like Mexican prisons, you bastards. And then there's that case against that Nazi stormtrooper cop who issued me a ticket a few years back for going 3 miles an hour under the speed limit. Yeah, you heard me, under the speed limit. You know, you can kneel before me when you enter my courtroom, you pathetic little man, and you hand me your badge. Good luck in your next career as a bagger at a local IGA grocery store. And finally, the case against this jerk, Donald Trump, for having taken years off my life, causing me to scream at my TV on a daily basis and raising my blood pressure to dangerous levels. Donald, Judge Tim would be happy to build that wall you're ranting about, you petulant man-child. But that won't be necessary. I've already made arrangements, all of them. Your beautiful, insurmountable wall is waiting for you, right here, buddy. That's Rikers Island State Penitentiary, smack dab in the middle of the East River of the Bronx, just a stone's throw from Trump Tower. You're gonna love it, Donald. Trust me. Well, it appears I'm gonna have a full docket, and I must say, I can assure each and every one of you that I will be a fair judge committed to justice, and I will only accept cash bribes if I have a particularly large credit card bill coming due that month. That's my pledge to you. What? Huh. I just read that the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas might step down in the upcoming year. Whoa. Maybe I should turn down the People's Court gig and put my name in for Judge Thomas's job instead. After all, these guys only work 26 weeks a year, and they only hear cases on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings. Talk about a cushy gig. Yeah. Given my historically marginal work ethic, that job sounds more up my alley. So, move over, Justice Thomas. We need to make room for a new Supreme Court Justice photo. Yeah, I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Court adjourned. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. If you like this week's video or simply feel sorry for me, please click on the subscribe button below and share this video with your friends or anyone else you'd like to annoy. And if you're bored and have nothing better to do, check out my humor website, viewfromthebleachers.net.